Yesterday, we talked about how we can turn our simple sentences into more interesting, compound, complex sentences. And what did we learn about? What kind of words did we add into our sentences? We did some adding. What were those kinds of words? Say it if you remember. I heard two answers. I heard conjunctions. If you said conjunctions, pat on the back. And I heard connecting words. If you said connecting words, also pat on the back. Conjunctions are connecting words, right?
Third grade teacher Heather Adams is guiding her students through day 2 of a lesson on sentence combining. Today, they'll be writing their own sentences about animals they've been studying in science. And they'll try out the conjunctions they practiced with yesterday. And, but, or, and so. She starts with a quick review.
We're gonna start writing about our animals. As you know, we're writing what kind of books? Who Would Win books, right? And so this is a chance for us to write about some of the animals that we've researched and almost like a pretend battle, right?
But adding conjunctions is just one piece of the puzzle. They also need to know when to replace, rearrange, or take out words to make their writing flow smoothly.
And we also learned some other strategies. Sometimes we realize we should take out some words. We don't want to be super repetitive. And sometimes we even move them around or replace them. We used they or it. So we're going to be using all of these strategies that we talked about yesterday. And these are just some different ways of sentence combining. And there's not just one right way to do it. Remember last time, some of us added different conjunctions or replaced different words. So we're going to get to have some fun and really just kind of show that artistic side of writing today. Here's a sentence that I have up here, and I was looking at the important body parts part of my notes. So I wrote, tigers have sharp teeth. Tigers have sharp claws. Tigers have a tail. What's something you notice about the way those sentences are written?
They're very short.
Exactly. These sentences are really, really short. I noticed that too. What word do you notice that I used over and over? What word? Tigers, exactly. And tigers is repeated, and every sentence starts with tigers have, tigers have, tigers have. It almost makes my writing sound like another list. And we don't want our writing to sound like a list. A lot of you suggested that maybe I should use this powerful strategy, adding conjunctions helps me to make simple sentences into combined, complex, compound sentences. So let's try to see if maybe we can do better. Are there any details here that are related? Remember, our and conjunction puts related ideas together. If you had to pick two related ideas here, what are kind of related? What are sort of related ideas in my simple sentences? Molly.
Sharp claws and teeth.
Yeah, I noticed Molly when she just said that. She said sharp claws and teeth. Wow. Molly, first of all, deserves an air high five because I want to show you what Molly just did. Tigers have sharp claws and teeth. So Molly not only added a conjunction, she took out a repeated word that wasn't really needed. It makes more sense, and I think it sounds better. When I heard Molly's sentence, I was like, that's it. It sounds right. So what we just did here was we used a few of these different strategies. We added conjunctions. We took out repetitive words that just didn't make our sentences sound polished. They didn't make our sentences sound sophisticated. We don't need to say tigers 800 times, right? We don't need to say tigers have this, tigers have this, tigers have this. We're going to use the power of conjunctions, the power of taking out unnecessary words, maybe even rearranging words or replacing them with words that sound better. And that's how we're going to start writing our first paragraph, our first part for each one of our animals. I'm going to come right back to talk with you guys.
As she moves around the room, Miss Adams weaves reminders about sentence combining strategies into her feedback to help them stick.
How are you guys doing over here? Did you figure out any conjunction spots yet? They have short tail and short legs. Maybe those would be related ideas that you could combine, you know? How's it going? Were you able yet to use any of our sentence combining strategies?
Yeah.
Anybody want to share one? Beckett, you want to share one?
They also have fins so they can swim fast away from creatures that want to eat them.
Ooh, I heard that so conjunction, right? And that so conjunction means that there's a cause and effect. So because they have fins, they can swim so fast away from predators. I love that. It sounds so much better than if Beckett had written like, they have fins. Pufferfish have fins, period. So much more interesting. Anybody else have one?
Giant squid has big eyes and sucker rings so they can catch and see prey really easy.
I think I heard like 3 conjunctions in that sentence. So I love how you kind of combined some of the body parts, but not in a listy way. It sounded like it had a purpose sharing these. They have this and this, so they can do this and this. Guys, great job. Keep on drafting and think about all those sentence combining strategies. You can add, you can take out words, move them around. That's the fun part of kind of being a writer and being an artist in this way. Nice job. All right, let's just pause for just a second, everyone. First of all, 2 thumbs up to you. We have turned some really sort of boring lists of facts and body parts into interesting sentences. And we've combined these ideas in such a way that I think readers are going to be excited to read them. And it's going to help them really picture everything that that animal has to offer.
Miss Adams and her students have accomplished a lot in 2 days. Their writing journey started with direct instruction on conjunctions and has taken them to a place where they are now drafting and revising their very own Who Will Win books.
Lena, would you share yours? Awesome. All right, Lena, maybe you wouldn't mind sharing this one that starts with orcas have.
Orcas have fins and tails, but they are mammals.
Ooh, did you hear some conjunctions in Lena's writing? Can you tell me one of the conjunctions that you heard in Lena's sentence? Exactly. So I love how Lena combined tails, fins, and mammals. Those were 3 separate facts that she had about orcas. And it's a little surprising for mammals, like humans, to have fins and tails. And so I love that she kind of surprised us with that fact, but they are mammals. That was awesome. Lena, nice job. Air high five to Lena. All right, so everybody, I'm so proud of we've just barely started this writing project and you've already brought your animals to life.
With intentional scaffolding throughout her lessons, Miss Adams is helping her students build confidence with writing tools so they can focus less on the mechanics of language and more on the stories they want to tell.
So nice job. Let's do an air high five to a partner.
Reading Universe is made possible by generous support from Jim and Donna Barksdale, the Hastings Quillen Fund, an advised fund of the Silicon Valley Community Foundation, the AFT, the Emily Hall Tremaine Foundation, and anonymous donors. Special thanks to Keys to Literacy, Franklin Public Schools, and Oak Street Elementary, located in Franklin, Massachusetts. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to our YouTube channel at RU Teaching. Reading Universe is a service of WETA Washington, D.C., the Barksdale Reading Institute, and First Book.